This visit has been outstanding. You know, we have a long cherished relationship with Kuwait, and just now there is an exhibition going on about 250 years of trade and shared activities. When Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji came here, Kuwait also gave him its highest honors, and that is something we truly cherish. He is truly admired in this region and in Kuwait, and that has helped set the stage. So our message that we have zero tolerance for terrorism, we don't want war, we don't want hostilities with Pakistan, but we will not sit quiet if they attack us, is very well received. That is because Kuwait also has been a victim of terrorism, and Kuwait has taken a stand against terrorism. And to directly answer your question, there are agreements between India and Kuwait, especially since when Prime Minister Modi visited, for shared cooperation on security and against terrorism. And a joint working group has also been set up between Kuwait and India to work against terrorism. So this message that we are carrying is getting great resonance here, and there is tremendous support. We are very encouraged by this visit.
If you talk about Pakistan putting in grey list of FATF list, what the Kuwait just give us a message, any support?
You see, Pakistan has misused the aid money it has received from IMF, from US, from Gulf countries, and instead of using it for development on the pretext of which they had taken it, they have used the money to foster terrorism. Now, countries have become aware of that. Recently, IMF has given them a small bailout and has insisted on safeguards so that the money is not misused. Similarly, the FATF issue is now getting much better understood. For several years, Pakistan was on the FATF grey list. So there was strict scrutiny so that they could not misuse the money for terrorism. Then they were taken off the grey list, and then they have misused the money again, as you have seen recently in Pahalgam. So now our message that there should be strict scrutiny on Pakistan, including putting it back on the FATF lists, is getting a lot of response, because Pakistan cannot be allowed to continue this charade of begging for money for development and then using it for terrorism.
हम भी यही कहना चाहते हैं कि 80 साल से हम आतंकवाद से परेशान हैं। पाकिस्तान अपनी आतंकी गतिविधि हमारे सारे अच्छाई करने के बाद भी उसके साथ हम जब भी समझौता करने जाते हैं, जब भी अच्छा करना चाहते हैं, व्यापार करना चाहते हैं, वो आतंकवादी गतिविधि करता है, हमारे निरीह निहत्थे लोगों को मारता है। इस बार तो पहलगांव में उसने और भी गजब कर दिया कि हिंदू मुस्लिम के नाम पर हिंदुओं को मारा, उसने कलमा के नाम पर मारा। तो हमने कहा कि आतंकवाद वो कुत्ते की दुम है, कभी सीधा नहीं होगा उसका पूंछ। यदि नहीं होगा आतंकवादी गतिविधि, यदि वो बढ़ाते रहेगा या फिर से यदि वो करेगा, तो अब हमारी परिभाषा बदल गई है, जैसे अशोका ने किया कि भय भी न हुए न प्रीत। जब उन्होंने पूरे अटक से कटक तक और कंधार तक जो है जब पूरी जीत ले ली, जब वो चक्रवर्ती सम्राट बन गए अशोक, हम बिहार के हैं, मौर्य शासन ने जब अपना स्थिति इतना मजबूत कर लिया और जब लगा कि अब कोई उनका विरोध नहीं है, तो उन्होंने बुद्ध अपना लिया। तो हम तो बुद्ध की धरती हैं, महात्मा गांधी की धरती हैं। पाकिस्तान के आतंकवाद को हम कुचल देंगे, खत्म कर देंगे, और आतंकवादी गतिविधि को करेगा तो नेस्तनाबूद कर देंगे। पाकिस्तान ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर भी लेंगे, करतारपुर साहब भी लेंगे, उसके टुकड़े टुकड़े भी करेंगे, या नहीं तो वो समझ जाए। हमने ये कहा कि हम युद्ध नहीं चाहते हैं, हम कभी आक्रमण नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन यदि वो आक्रमण करेंगे या हमारे निरीह लोगों को मारेंगे, तो हम उसको समाप्त करके, आतंकवाद को समूल नाश करके फिर हम बुद्ध बन जाएंगे।
Well, the delegation has had 1.5 days of very comprehensive engagement with Kuwait. We have started the visit with a call on the Deputy Prime Minister, and who's also the Minister of State for the Cabinet. Minister of State is different in Kuwait than in India, but a very senior authority in Kuwait. We also had a meeting, what is called Divania, which is an informal setting with some of the most influential and prominent members of Kuwaiti society and polity. It included several former ministers of the government, a former deputy prime minister, a former secretary general of the Gulf Cooperation Council, several prominent business persons, and also 3 editors of major newspapers and media publications in Kuwait. We had a very good interaction with representatives of the Indian community. We know that there is an Indian community of some 10 lakh people here, and that was very useful. We've had press conferences with international media, and we will shortly have one with the Indian media. And we've also had an opportunity to visit what is called an India-Kuwait exchange of archival material, photographs, establishing the historical and very significant connect from ancient times and also more recent times between India and Kuwait. And it will be recalled that when Prime Minister Modi visited Kuwait recently, he was received with great honor. He was awarded the highest civilian award in Kuwait. At that time, I think he had spoken of this exchange, which is basically an exhibition of the historical archives. And this, I think, has now materialized and is a great draw, great attraction for young Kuwaiti students and other people interested in the relationship. So it's a very good example of the use of India's soft power in establishing and enhancing ties with Kuwait. So on the whole, I think that the visit enabled the delegation members to highlight our fight against terrorism sponsored by Pakistan, our response to Pahalgam in a very calibrated and precise manner, which has been targeted at terrorists and terrorist infrastructure inside the heart of Pakistan. Pakistan's escalation of that conflict beyond the counterterrorism aspect that we had delivered into attacking civilian locations across the border from the north to the west of our country, and our very strong response that I would say compelled them to come to the table to seek a ceasefire. Now all of that and our new normal in our response to Pakistan was part of the message conveyed by the delegation to all our Kuwaiti interlocutors. I think the Deputy Prime Minister, who represented the government, said that Kuwait had very strongly condemned the terrorist attacks in Pahalgam. Kuwait has a very strong position when it comes to terrorism. Kuwait and India also have a joint working group on security and counterterrorism, which is very important, and that cooperation will continue. Kuwait is also an influential member of the Gulf cooperation on terrorist financing. Kuwait is a member of the Gulf Cooperation Council. It also has significant leverage, financial and economic leverage in Pakistan. And I think the fact that any acts of terrorism will lead to, I would say, a strong response from India, and therefore will impact on the region and beyond, is something that the Kuwaiti interlocutors have internalized and taken note of.
One of the highlights of yesterday was a very traditional Diwania kind meeting of the delegation with the civil society of Kuwait. This included former ministers, royal family members, editors, leading industrialists, academicians, opinion makers in Kuwait. It was a gathering in which our leader of delegation and other members of the delegation very effectively conveyed India's point of view on the recent events, particularly after the Pahalgam terror attack, and conveyed to our Kuwaiti friends the rationale of why we did, what we did, and how we did. And I think there was a very, very strong appreciation for the strategic partnership between India and Kuwait, and for sharing India's actions with our Kuwaiti friends. So the delegation had very good meetings overall yesterday. They also visited the Grand Mosque of Kuwait, which also has an India connection. They visited Kuwait Tars, the iconic feature of Kuwait. Today they visited the 250 years of India-Kuwait Friendship Exhibition, which has been put together by the Embassy of India and the National Council for Literature, Arts and Culture in Kuwait. It indicates the strong historical friendship over 250 years between India and Kuwait.